Have you ever poured your heart into caring for someone only to feel like your efforts went unnoticed? It's frustrating, right? But here's the twist. What if I told you that being ignored is actually a gift? What if it's the key to unlocking your truest power? Welcome to They Ignore Your Care, the Stoic Path to True Empowerment, where we'll explore how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can transform how you see yourself and the world around you. Imagine this. You care deeply, you give your all, but the world responds with silence. Most of us feel hurt, frustrated, even defeated. But what if you could rise above that? What if you could learn to thrive in the absence of validation? That's the Stoic way. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions and values, and to let go of what we can't, like the opinions or indifference of others. Here's the truth. Their response, or lack of it, doesn't define you. You define you. In this video, I'll share 10 powerful Stoic principles that will help you reclaim your strength, find true empowerment, and turn neglect into a tool for growth. By the end, you'll see being ignored not as a failure, but as freedom. So let me ask you, have you ever felt unappreciated despite your best efforts? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'd love to hear your stories. And if you're ready to shift your mindset and embrace your inner power, hit that like button and stick around. Let's dive into the Stoic path to true empowerment. Recognize what you can control. Picture this. You've poured your heart into helping someone, offering support, showing care, going the extra mile, only to be met with cold indifference or no response at all. It stings, doesn't it? Your mind races with questions. What did I do wrong? Why don't they appreciate my efforts? But what if I told you that this feeling of hurt stems not from their actions, but from your expectations? The first step on the Stoic path to empowerment is understanding what you can control and what you can't. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy built on resilience and inner strength, teaches a game-changing principle. Focus solely on what lies within your control, your thoughts, choices and actions. Everything else, other people's opinions, behaviors and reactions, is beyond your power. And guess what? Stressing over things you can't control is like chasing the wind, exhausting and futile. Think about it. Have you ever tried to change someone's mind or win their approval only to feel drained and disappointed? That's because you're aiming for something outside your realm of influence. Let me share an analogy. Your mind is like a ship on the ocean. You can steer the rudder and adjust the sails, but you can't control the wind or the waves. What you can do is navigate with courage and clarity, regardless of the storm. When someone ignores your care, it's easy to internalize it as rejection. But stop for a moment and ask yourself, did I act with integrity? Did I give my best? If the answer is yes, then you've already succeeded. Their response, or lack thereof, doesn't diminish the value of your actions. It's their choice, not your failure. Here's the magic of recognizing what you can control. It frees you from emotional chains. You stop being a puppet to others' opinions or actions, and instead stand tall in your own truth. It's not about becoming indifferent. It's about finding peace in knowing you've done your part. Your worth isn't tied to how others respond. It's rooted in the effort and intention you bring to the table. Let me ask you, how often do you let someone else's reaction or silence dictate your emotions? Be honest. Drop your answer in the comments. It's something we all struggle with, but recognizing it is the first step to change. When you shift your focus to what you can control, you unlock a whole new level of empowerment. Here's your challenge. Think of one situation where you've been stressing over someone's reaction. Ask yourself, what part of this is within my control? Once you identify it, let go of the rest. It's liberating, isn't it? If this resonates with you, hit that like button and share your thoughts. How do you handle situations where your care goes unnoticed? Let's have a conversation. Your story could inspire someone else to find their own path to empowerment. 2. Let go of external validation. Have you ever done something kind, thoughtful, or generous, only to feel disappointed because no one acknowledged your efforts? It's a tough pill to swallow, right? But here's the truth. If your sense of worth relies on external validation, you're giving away your power. The second step on the Stoic path to empowerment is learning to let go of the need for approval. In today's world, external validation is everywhere. We chase likes, comments, compliments, and recognition as if they're the ultimate proof of our value. But here's the problem. Relying on others for affirmation puts your happiness in their hands. Stoicism flips this script. It teaches us to measure our worth not by what others say or do, but by how closely we live according to our own values. Imagine this. You're walking through a forest, planting seeds of kindness and effort as you go. Some seeds sprout immediately, while others take longer, and some might not grow at all. Do you judge your worth by whether the seeds flourish? Of course not. You judge it by the care and intention you brought to planting them. The same applies to life. Your actions are your seeds. Focus on the planting, not on who notices. Here's a powerful exercise. Think of a time when you felt unappreciated. Was your action any less meaningful because it wasn't acknowledged? The reality is, recognition doesn't add value to your actions. You do. When you let go of the need for validation, you free yourself to act with integrity and authenticity. It's not about what others see. It's about how aligned you are with your own truth. This might sound easier said than done, but here's a mindset shift. View validation as a bonus, not a requirement. When someone praises you, accept it with gratitude, but don't depend on it. And when there's silence, let it be. Your efforts still matter. After all, isn't the true reward of kindness knowing you've acted in line with your best self? So let's get real. How often do you find yourself seeking validation, even unconsciously? Share your experience in the comments below. Don't worry, we've all been there. But the moment you recognize it, you start reclaiming your power. Letting go of external validation isn't about becoming indifferent or aloof. It's about shifting your focus inward. The Stoics believed that the only applause worth chasing is the one from your own conscience. When you stop living for others' approval, you step into a place of unshakable confidence and peace. Here's your challenge. This week, do something meaningful just for you. Whether it's helping someone, pursuing a passion, or simply being kind, let the act itself be your reward. Then come back and share how it felt in the comments. Let's celebrate the power of living authentically, free from the need for others' validation. 3. Silence doesn't provide clarity. Have you ever sent a heartfelt message, done something kind, or reached out in care, only to be met with nothing but silence? That silence can feel deafening, can't it? It's easy to let your mind spiral. Did I say something wrong? Do they not care? Was my effort meaningless? But here's the thing. Silence doesn't provide clarity. It doesn't tell you anything about their thoughts, intentions, or feelings. The only thing silence reveals is the meaning you attach to it. Let's break this down. When someone doesn't respond, our brains tend to fill the gap with negative assumptions. We start painting pictures of rejection, disinterest, or failure. But those assumptions, they're stories we tell ourselves, not facts. And more often than not, those stories are wrong. Stoicism teaches us to resist the urge to create meaning where none exists. Instead, focus on what you can know and control, your intentions and your actions. Think of silence as a blank canvas. It's tempting to grab the nearest brush and start painting it with doubt or insecurity. But here's a challenge. What if you just left it blank? What if you let silence be silence, nothing more? By detaching yourself from the need to interpret it, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional weight. Here's a scenario. You extend a gesture of kindness, and the other person doesn't acknowledge it. Does their silence erase the value of your action? Absolutely not. Your care, effort, and intentions remain valid, regardless of their response. True empowerment comes from knowing that your actions are meaningful because they align with your values, not because someone else recognized them. Let me ask you this. How often do you catch yourself overthinking someone's silence? And when you do, does it ever lead to clarity or just more confusion? Share your experience in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your stories. Now, here's where Stoic wisdom really shines. When you let go of the need for silence to give you answers, you create space for peace. Instead of chasing after clarity from others, seek it within yourself. Reflect on your intentions. Was I genuine? Did I act with kindness and integrity? If the answer is yes, you already have all the clarity you need. Silence isn't rejection, and it isn't validation. It's just silence. When you stop trying to decode it, you'll find freedom in its neutrality. The next time you encounter silence, remember, it's not your job to fill in the blanks. Here's a challenge for you. The next time someone's silence leaves you feeling unsettled, take a deep breath and remind yourself of this principle. Then, come back and share how it felt in the comments. Let's talk about how we can reframe silence together. It's a journey worth taking. Practice the dichotomy of control. Let's get real. How much time do you spend worrying about things you can't control? Whether it's someone else's opinion, a missed opportunity, or even the weather, we often waste our energy on things that are completely out of our hands. The Stoics had a game-changing idea to combat this, the dichotomy of control. It's simple, yet profound. Divide everything into two categories: what you can control and what you can't. Then, focus only on the former. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a worry, what someone thinks of you, an unanswered text, or whether people appreciate your efforts. It's heavy, right? Now imagine this. You open the bag, pull out the rocks that don't belong to you, things you can't control, and toss them away. Suddenly the load is lighter. That's the freedom the dichotomy of control brings. Here's how it works. In every situation, ask yourself, what's within my power here? If it's your thoughts, actions, or attitude, great, put your energy there. If it's something outside your control, like another person's response or external circumstances, let it go. The Stoics believed that by focusing only on what's within our power, we can achieve inner peace no matter what chaos surrounds us. Let's put this into perspective. Say you've worked hard on a project, but your effort goes unnoticed. Instead of stressing over the lack of recognition, which you can't control, focus on what you can do. Take pride in your work, learn from the experience, and keep improving. The moment you shift your attention to what's actionable, you regain your power. Now, here's a challenge for you. Think of a recent situation where you felt frustrated or powerless. Was it because you were focusing on something beyond your control? Drop your story in the comments. I bet you're not alone. By sharing, we can learn from each other and grow stronger. The dichotomy of control isn't about giving up or being passive. It's about directing your energy wisely. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and disappointment. You also become more effective in the areas where your efforts do make a difference. Here's an analogy. You're a sailor navigating a stormy sea. You can't control the wind or the waves, but you can control your sails and steering. The better you master what's in your hands, the more skillfully you'll navigate through life's challenges. So, let's hear it. What's one rock you're carrying that you're ready to let go of? Share in the comments, and let's lighten our loads together. Remember, empowerment begins when you focus on what you can change and let the rest drift away. 5. Redefine rejection. Rejection. The very word can send shivers down your spine, can't it? Whether it's an ignored text, a missed opportunity, or a cold shoulder, rejection feels like a slap to the soul. But here's a radical thought. What if rejection isn't what we think it is? What if it's not the end of something, but a powerful beginning? The Stoics believed that rejection is never personal. It's simply a redirection towards something better. Let's reframe rejection. Think of it as a closed door. Sure, it's disappointing when the door doesn't open, but what's behind it might not have been meant for you in the first place. Sometimes rejection is life's way of saying, there's a better door down the hall, go find it. Instead of seeing rejection as failure, see it as clarity. It shows you where not to invest your energy and clears the way for new possibilities. Take this to heart. Rejection doesn't define your worth. It doesn't mean you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. It simply means that path wasn't meant for you right now. And here's the empowering part. How you respond to rejection is entirely within your control. You can let it break you, or you can let it shape you. The choice is yours. Let me share a Stoic insight. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." If someone ignores your care or rejects your efforts, it's not the rejection itself that hurts. It's the meaning you attach to it. When you stop taking rejection personally, you free yourself from unnecessary pain. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Now, let's get interactive. Think of a time when you faced rejection. How did you handle it? Did it feel like a dead end, or did it lead you to something greater? Share your story in the comments. It might inspire someone else to see rejection differently. Here's the thing, rejection often reveals your resilience. Every no you face is a chance to practice patience, persistence, and self-worth. It's not about avoiding rejection, but embracing it as a natural part of life. After all, every rejection is proof that you're trying, reaching, and daring to step outside your comfort zone. Picture this. You're an archer aiming for a target. You shoot your arrow, but it doesn't hit the mark. Is the arrow worthless? Of course not. You simply adjust your aim and try again. Rejection is just like that. It's feedback, not failure. So here's your challenge. Think of one rejection you've faced recently and share how it helped you grow. Or, if you're still struggling with it, let's talk about it in the comments. Together, we can redefine rejection as the redirection it truly is. Empowerment begins when you choose to see rejection as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. 6. Embrace the power of indifference. What if I told you that indifference, not apathy, could be your greatest superpower? Imagine a life where the opinions, actions, or judgments of others no longer control your emotions. That's the power of Stoic indifference, and it's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about mastering the art of separating what truly matters from what doesn't. Here's the deal. The Stoics weren't suggesting we become robots, devoid of feeling. Instead, they taught that we should give our energy only to things that align with our values. If someone criticizes you unfairly, ignores your care, or tries to bring you down, Stoic indifference allows you to recognize that their actions don't define you. You don't have to accept their negativity into your mental space. Think about it. How often do you let small things ruin your day? A rude comment, a missed text, or someone cutting you off in traffic. These moments seem trivial, yet they can snowball into stress if we let them. The power of indifference is like having a mental shield. Instead of reacting emotionally, You step back and ask, does this really matter? Does it align with my values? Most of the time, the answer is no. Here's a story. A Stoic philosopher once compared insults to someone throwing mud at a wall. If the wall is dry, the mud sticks. If it's wet, the mud slides right off. When you embrace indifference, you're like the wet wall. Nothing sticks because you've chosen not to let it. You remain calm, unshaken, and focused on what truly deserves your attention. Now, let's make this personal. Have you ever wasted hours dwelling on something that in hindsight didn't matter? Share your story in the comments. Let's talk about how we can all use indifference to protect our peace. Here's the beauty of indifference. It doesn't mean you don't care about anything. On the contrary, it means you care deeply about the right things, your integrity, your purpose, your loved ones. By letting go of distractions and external noise, you create space to focus on what truly matters. Think of indifference as a superpower that helps you stay grounded. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm with wind and chaos all around you, but you're calm, steady, and centered. That's the strength of practicing indifference in a world that constantly tries to pull you in different directions. Here's your challenge. The next time you find yourself frustrated by something outside your control, whether it's someone's opinion, a negative comment, or even a small inconvenience, pause and ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Then let it go. Come back and share how it felt in the comments. Let's explore this power of indifference together. 7. Find strength in your inner compass. Have you ever felt lost, like you're navigating through life without a clear direction? Maybe someone's cold response to your care made you question your worth or purpose. But here's the truth. Your value doesn't depend on external validation. It lies in your inner compass. The Stoics taught that true strength and clarity come from living according to your core principles, not the shifting opinions of others. Think of your inner compass as your guiding star, the unshakable core that points you toward what truly matters. When others ignore your kindness, dismiss your efforts, or fail to see your worth, it's tempting to feel defeated. But remember this, their reactions don't change who you are. The only thing that matters is whether your actions align with your values. Did you act with integrity? Did you stay true to yourself? If the answer is yes, you've already succeeded. Here's the thing. Relying on others to affirm your path is like trying to sail using someone else's map. It's bound to lead you astray. Your inner compass is unique, reflecting your beliefs, priorities, and goals. When you trust it, you become resilient, grounded, and unstoppable. No amount of external noise can shake you because you know who you are and what you stand for. Now, let's make this real. Think about a time when someone's indifference or criticism made you question yourself. Was their opinion worth the mental energy you gave it? Did it help you grow, or did it distract you from your goals? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might resonate with someone else navigating a similar situation. Here's the empowering part. When you follow your inner compass, you reclaim your power. You stop chasing external approval and start creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. The Stoics believed that when you live in harmony with your values, you experience true freedom. No one can take that from you. Not silence, not rejection, not criticism. Picture this. You're hiking a trail with a compass in hand. Along the way, others might shout directions at you, telling you to go left or right. But you don't listen because you trust your compass. That's how life should feel. When you follow your internal guide, you stop doubting your path, no matter how loud the world gets. Here's a challenge for you. Identify one core value that defines your inner compass. Maybe it's kindness, integrity, or perseverance. This week, make a conscious effort to live in alignment with that value, no matter what others say or do. Then, come back and share your experience in the comments. Did it give you a sense of clarity and empowerment? 8. Turn adversity into opportunity. What if I told you that the challenges and setbacks you face aren't the end of your journey? They're the beginning of something greater. Adversity is a powerful force, but it doesn't have to break you. In fact, it can be the catalyst for your most profound transformation. The Stoics knew this well. Life is full of obstacles, but those obstacles don't define us. How we respond to them is what truly shapes our destiny. Think about it. Adversity can feel like a weight, a barrier that stands between you and your goals. But instead of seeing it as something to be feared or avoided, why not see it as an opportunity to grow? Each challenge, each difficult situation is a chance to strengthen your character, sharpen your resilience, and test your inner resolve. You don't become empowered by avoiding adversity. You become empowered by facing it head-on and learning from it. Consider this. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of getting bogged down by frustration or self-doubt, shift your mindset. View every obstacle as a lesson in disguise. Maybe the rejection you're facing is a sign to pivot and refine your approach. Perhaps the challenge is nudging you to become more patient, more creative, or more adaptable. In every adversity lies an opportunity to evolve. Let's make this real. Think of a recent setback in your life. Did you see it as a failure, or did you look for the opportunity hidden within it? Share your experience in the comments below. It's important to recognize that every person faces struggles, but those who rise from them with a lesson learned are the ones who truly transform. Here's the thing about adversity. It's unavoidable, but it doesn't have to be a negative force. The Stoics believed that we don't have control over the challenges we face, but we always have control over how we respond. By shifting our mindset, we can turn pain into progress. A broken path is just a detour to something better. Think of adversity like a storm. While it may initially disrupt the calm, it also clears the air and strengthens the earth. When you learn to embrace adversity, you stop running from discomfort, and instead you face it with confidence. The more storms you weather, the stronger you become. Here's your challenge. The next time life throws an obstacle your way, take a moment to pause. Instead of focusing on the frustration, ask yourself, what opportunity lies within this? Then, come back and share how this shift in perspective helped you face adversity. Let's learn together how to turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. 9. Let go of the need for validation. How much of your happiness is tied to the approval of others? In today's world, it's easy to get caught in the cycle of seeking validation, whether it's through likes on social media, compliments from friends, or recognition at work. But here's the hard truth. External validation is fleeting and unreliable. The Stoics knew that true empowerment comes from within, not from others' opinions. Imagine what it would feel like to finally let go of the constant need for approval and validation. Think about it. How often do you base your self-worth on how others perceive you? Maybe it's that nagging desire for praise after a job well done, or the hope that someone will notice your efforts. But the problem with relying on external validation is that it's outside of your control. You can't always predict how others will react, and that uncertainty leaves you vulnerable. Stoicism teaches that your value should never depend on someone else's perception. Instead, it should be rooted in your own beliefs, actions, and integrity. Here's a powerful shift. Imagine waking up every day knowing that your worth isn't defined by anyone else's approval. Your worth is determined by your actions, your principles, and how you show up for yourself. You can do the most incredible things, but if you're constantly seeking validation from others, you'll never feel truly fulfilled. The moment you let go of that need, you unlock a freedom that's incredibly empowering. Let's take an example. You work tirelessly on a project and put your heart into it. But instead of waiting for someone to give you the recognition you crave, you step back and ask, did I give it my best? Was I true to myself in the process? If the answer is yes, then you've already won. The opinion of others becomes irrelevant when you've aligned your actions with your inner values. Now let's get interactive. Think about a time when you felt disappointed because you didn't get the validation you expected. How did that affect you? And more importantly, how could you have reacted if you didn't need that external approval to feel good about yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Sharing our experiences helps us realize that we're not alone in this journey of self-empowerment. Here's the beauty of letting go of validation. Once you no longer rely on others' opinions, you can stop seeking constant reassurance. You start living authentically, and your actions become fueled by purpose rather than approval. This freedom to be yourself, without waiting for others' thumbs up, is where true empowerment lies. So here's your challenge. The next time you find yourself seeking validation, whether from a boss, a friend, or social media, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, do I need this to feel good about myself? Then take a step back and remind yourself that your worth is inherent. Let go of that need and watch how it shifts your mindset. Share how this shift in perspective has impacted you in the comments below. Let's explore together the power of living for yourself and not for others' approval. 10. Cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Imagine waking up every day with a heart full of gratitude. What would that feel like? In a world where we're constantly chasing more, it's easy to overlook the incredible blessings we already have. The Stoics understood something powerful. Gratitude isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a mindset, a way of life that turns every moment into an opportunity for joy and empowerment. By practicing gratitude, you stop focusing on what's lacking and start recognizing the abundance in your life, no matter how small it may seem. Think about this. Every time you face a challenge, there's something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the lessons learned, the strength you discovered within yourself, or the support of a friend who helped you through it. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the struggles. It means acknowledging that even in the hardest moments, there's value in the experience. It's about shifting your perspective from scarcity to abundance, realizing that there's always something to be thankful for. The Stoics took gratitude a step further. They didn't just express thankfulness in good times, they embraced it in moments of hardship too. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself to be grateful for everything, even the things that challenged him. The key isn't to wait for things to be perfect to feel gratitude. It's to practice it in every situation, every breath you take, every opportunity, every lesson learned. Those are all reasons to be thankful. Now, let's make this personal. When's the last time you paused to appreciate the small moments in your life? It's so easy to focus on what's wrong or what's missing, but gratitude opens your eyes to the beauty that's already there. Take a moment right now. Think of 3 things you're grateful for today. They can be big or small. Maybe it's a loved one, your health, or even something as simple as a warm cup of coffee. Drop those 3 things in the comments below. Let's create a ripple of gratitude together. The beauty of gratitude is that it changes the way you see the world. It shifts your mindset from a place of lack to a place of abundance. The more you practice gratitude, the more you start to notice the good in your life, and that recognition fuels your empowerment. Gratitude makes you resilient because it reminds you that even in the midst of struggle, you have reasons to keep going. Think of it this way. Gratitude is like a magnifying glass for the good things in life. Whatever you focus on grows, and when you focus on gratitude, you start attracting more of it. It's a powerful tool for transformation. The more you acknowledge what's going right, the more you open yourself up to receive even more of it. Here's your challenge. Start a gratitude practice today. Every night before bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be simple, profound, or anything in between. Watch how this practice shifts your perspective over time. Share in the comments how practicing gratitude has changed your outlook on life, and let's inspire each other to cultivate this empowering mindset. Conclusion: the Stoic path to true empowerment. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that true empowerment doesn't come from external circumstances or the approval of others. It comes from within. It's about mastering how we respond to life's challenges, embracing adversity, and aligning our actions with our core values. Each of the 10 paths we've discussed, whether it's letting go of the need for validation, cultivating a mindset of gratitude, or turning adversity into opportunity, offers a unique approach to reclaiming control over our lives and our emotions. When we stop seeking approval from others and start living according to our own principles, we begin to tap into a deeper, more enduring sense of power. The Stoics showed us that silence, when understood as acceptance and inner peace, can lead to clarity. Rejection is no longer a setback, but a redirection, a chance to focus our energy where it truly matters. By embracing indifference to things beyond our control, we protect our peace and create space for what truly serves our well-being. Most importantly, empowerment comes from within. Your inner compass, guided by your values, gives you the clarity and strength to navigate any challenge. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and every moment of adversity is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these paths resonates most with you? Have you tried applying any of these Stoic principles in your life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's continue this conversation, inspire each other, and walk the Stoic path to true empowerment together. Keep growing, keep learning, and remember, the power is in your hands.